Good day, YouTubies, scratch builders, and again, scratch builders and kit bashers. I'll get it right first time next time. Today's been a slow day for me. I was hoping for a lot more. It's clear I'm certainly overwhelmed by what other people are doing and the skills they have, and I've clearly failed to... Oh, I thought there was something knocked off. I've failed to appreciate the level of knowledge and time some people have done learning their craft, because I thought I could just pick up a spray gun and paint something. And that was naive and foolish, and even though I didn't say it out loud, I apologize to everybody out there who has spent years learning how to paint miniatures and this, that and the other. It takes more than want. So with that said, thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around, following me on the rest of my journey, and let's go and scratch my junk. Well, here we are, folks, at the painting booth. As you can see, I've already made a start. I put a question to the forum, and about what colour scheme essentially to go with, and one guy came back just saying black and red, and because it was kind of what I was thinking anyway, I didn't wait for any others, so I thought I'd just go with it. Now I have just I did mask this off first with masking tape and then cut the shapes out, but I still haven't got all my inks sorted out for my airbrush, and I haven't had much luck mixing just normal acrylic paints, you know, such as these. They're alright on my canvases, but I don't have a thinner. Is that what I need? I'm a bit, like I say, I'm a bit green on all this. A bit green on what I need, even though I have the internet. So far I've struggled to find that definitive answer that just says, yeah, just get acrylic paints. Just, you know, add water 2:1, and then just put some, isopropyl alcohol. I don't know if it can use that, or it's got to be proper thinners, because I actually do have a full tub of proper thinners. I could do with drinking some, because I put 2 stone on during lockdown. I'm sure you can see that by the cameras, the camera work. You know, they say the camera adds £10, but I must have about 4 cameras on me then. Anyway, the plan here is to pick out some interesting red details. I'm probably going to do a, you know, is my phone focus? That's, oh, it does, look at that. This is a tiny little car I got from Poundland to get a pack of 6, and the bit that it stuck to is, I don't actually have I don't have the other one on hand, but the clips that go into kitchen sinks, they fasten to the back, and then they'll have this big hook on which attaches to the legs. I'll make sure I put a clip on for the next video, but they're interesting little pieces if you can find them. So yeah, I'll probably go. I'll match the car to the vehicle, to the plane, and do black and red. We're gonna just touch up just some small details, the roll plugs. So I thought this video might just be a little bit of me waffling on. difficult talking without a script. But I'm going to start with some more of the red. And this is a deep red. Now the concern or the problem I'm having with this one is I'm trying to paint over black, so it creates this muddy looking red colour, which means I've got to go over several times. But I think in true kind of dystopian, thrown together government fashion, I could probably get away with it. You know, we'll just go, yeah, it's they've used what they had, and they basically kit bash their government vehicles together in order to serve a purpose. So for this one, I'm going to assume it doesn't actually have to be totally amazeballs. It just needs to do the job. Right, I think I'm going to paint the whole back of this red. So on a bigger brush, and I'm just going to load it up. And what I'll do afterwards, because it's some kind of, you know, I can assume it's some kind of exhaust. And without thinking, I might have thought, well, the boosters, they're kind of the exhaust, aren't they? I suppose technically they are, but where the power comes from. But there must be some kind of maybe gas exchange as well going on internally. So I'm going to assume that's what these little ribs on the back are. So shit, it wasn't in focus. And I like the idea that the front of the wings are red, almost like, you know, like a phoenix, or burning through the atmosphere and heating up. So it could have gone either way. There could be black tips at the front and internally red, but sometimes you just got to have an idea and just go with it, you know, if it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world. So what's your next project? Or if you're really not happy, you could always just do it again. Oh, I might have to put my glasses on for this one. I must apologise for every video I've done so far since I started. This is my third. The bloody dog's barking. My partner runs a dog grooming business on the property, and anytime somebody comes in, they just get super excited. Super excited. They just want to be involved. My brushwork and my painting skills, if that's what we can call them, are kind of non-existent. I haven't really, say, other than these, if I show you these images here, this is some of my acrylic work I've done recently, but I've never really painted houses. The last thing I really want here is a load of brush strokes. I'm using basically some of the cheapest paints I can find here in the UK. Well, you know, we have a shop called Lidl or Aldi, and if they have any arts and crafts materials, then I usually just, you know, I'll grab them. Got a great deal on my last box of canvases. You know, the alternative cost of a dedicated art shop would have been about 50 quid for the box of canvases I got, but I think they were like £7.99, and I got 5 or 6, and they're actually really good. looks like a lobster, kind of lobster back, doesn't it? I don't know, what do we think, folks? I've got some gold paint and some silver paints as well. I might touch some areas up. As I say, if I haven't said, I'm not being too precious about these first builds. I say this is only my second one, and I'm excited for myself, if you like, if that's the right word to use, just to, in a year's time, to see, you know, what my first one is, and then look back to see, what my first one is now, and obviously compare it with what I might be doing in a year's time. I'm not really. If I thought about how I wanted to set out, what I was hoping to achieve, it was big mecha style robots like this. But if I had to wait around to either find the materials or gather them and blah blah blah, well, I'd never get started doing anything. I just had an idea that what I might like to do as well as I move forward. Well, this is one of three that I'm going to do, you know, based on these little square Tupperware boxes, which I've mentioned in my previous videos. I'll have to create a diorama, so all three vehicles will be in a set, and for that I've been collecting some polystyrene from packaging. And if you noticed, this base here is kind of like, ash, molten tarmac, something like, so I don't know. It is whatever you think it looks like. It's just tin foil and black acrylic paint. So yeah, I'll be watching some videos to see if I can look together a decent, interesting diorama to put all this in. Maybe add some smoke, get creative with the light, find some. I'd need some tiny figures now to really make it all fit in. So. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. But maybe we've all probably got something a little bit better to do, a little bit more exciting. And watch me ruin something that was once something better, and now it's probably something not as better. It's not as better. It's terribly as better. It's quite cathartic, isn't it? It's therapeutic. Just saved myself 50 quid by not going to see a psychologist. How do you feel today, Paul? I was feeling quite terrible actually until I started painting my toys, and now I actually feel worse because I'm a grown man and I should be doing something else. Saving the world, curing cancer. Things. I want to keep these parts separated, don't I? So I'm left-handed and the camera's on the other side, and probably am I blocking everything? Let's move this around. We learn as we go. I'm always aware of that on films when I watch other people's stuff, you know, like your hand's in the way. How can you not know your hand's in the way? You're making a video. But you realise you've got your head down. You're just trying to get on with stuff and you're trying to do two things at once. You're trying to satisfy an audience, create an audience, gain an audience. And you're also trying to finish the work that's in front of you. I'm going to try and use this bigger brush. This is a makeup brush my partner gave me. I find them quite excellent for applying paints. Which one was I doing? I was going to do this one. Well, considering I've just said they're quite excellent, I put that in like something that couldn't see. You need a very steady hand. Anyone remember what that's of? Put it in the comments below. I'll give you a clue. You touch the sides. Zzz. Well, I've done something terrible there. So I haven't properly primed it. I've used acrylic paint and thinned it down with water and a little touch of isopropyl alcohol to use in my spray gun. But considering it's, what is it, November 21? My partner bought me my airbrush back in, I don't give too much information away, but back in March, and I barely used it. I've been a bit distracted, you know, and I figured I didn't have enough knowledge, or I didn't want to start throwing money at proper inks, and I just started painting as well on the canvases, and I thought, well, I don't want to get too many things on the go at the same time. And I always said to her that, you know, if you want to get me something for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, get me something that I want, but that I've never bought myself, because either maybe couldn't justify it or thought I wouldn't use it, but at least it'll always be there. And God bless her, that's what she did. She bought me the airbrush because I mentioned it once, and she took notice. And the beautiful being that she is, she surprised me with it. And then she's like, "Have you used that bloody airbrush yet? It cost a fortune." I think, no, but I will. Can you send the bloody thing back? She doesn't sound like that. Right, as rough as it is, as we've already discussed, it's kind of like, yeah, it's grungy. It's faction in between wars, kind of use what we have, just make it do its job, and then get up in the air and go and kill people or protect people or whatever it is these bloody things are supposed to do, you know, flying death machines. Without going overboard, you know, again, for now, I just want to make an impression. I've got so much to learn, and I'm learning as I do. So you can't build a room in a day, Brian. If you haven't noticed, sometimes I'll use silly voices just to break up the monotony. I do like Robert Downey Jr. doing Sherlock Holmes. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing now. Discombobulate. I didn't know that word till I watched that. Discombobulate. It means to confuse disorientate, something like that. Right, I don't know what to do with this disc on the top. I don't know what to do with this grill at the front. I don't know how to finish these bits and pieces. You know, should I don't know what to do underneath. So I'm lacking vision at this moment in time. I would like an extra bit of detail inside the booster, but nothing has presented itself yet. The feet, well, you know, they are what they are. That's all I had at the time. These are something called plastic finders. They were in my Makita, you know, little kit box with drill bits in it. I don't actually know what a plastic finder is. I've worked in the building trade for, you know, a few years before in the past. Let's just move this up. Get a better look. Meow! Pew pew pew! Pew pew! Them sound effects, they're copyrighted. Can't use them. You can't steal my words. You can't steal my noises. My pews. Pew pews! I'm going to get some silver gold paint out. I got this from Poundland. Guess how much? Put your answers down there. Poundland, I got a couple of these. You think they look decent enough at the end, but you actually squirt it out and try and use it. It's my fine brushes. Houston, we have a problem. There we go. Let's paint this button on the top. See what it looks like. It looks glittery. Oh, that's marvelous. It looks like My Little Pony. Just the look I was going for. Sparkly, glittery, death machine. Your last thoughts will be, oh, I'm dying, it's been blown up. But that was really nice. It's so pretty. You know, if you're gonna go with sparkly greatness. I just tipped some water on there and I've diluted that, so I'm not too impressed. Where's my cloth? Gold, 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 gold. I've got a kind of little antenna thing here at the back. That's you know, what's this? I do have another gold one, but let's try the Poundland one. You know, my big mistake here, like I've said, is I've gone too dark. I've gone too dark. And I didn't have enough thought to know how I was going to finish it. But I think I'm the type of person, if I try and put too much thought into it, I will literally never start anything. I'd always come up with a different idea and a better way, or not even a better way, just a different way, and you just gotta go with it. Go with anything. I think after doing something like this many times, I'm going to assume it's like everything else, where it just starts to work. You just start to see things emerge, and you don't have to think about it anymore. It just kind of happens. I was just going to start painting everything gold there, but what? Let me do these fuses. That's just a bit of fun, man, at this stage. I'm not gonna win any awards. Of course, if you've got an award there for me, I'll take it. I'll put it up there next to all the toilet roll tubes I'm saving. Do you like my bling? I don't see no bling on my finger. Waffling, just trying to fill the silence. I don't know what these are. I've used them, obviously, put them on the side. You know, they could be depth charges or something. Some kind of, what? It's not like they launch. There's something in art and film called mise en scène, and I can't remember the actual translation, but the literal translation is, you know, what's in the scene, and film theory, etc. is supposed to, anything that you include in your frame is supposed to have a purpose, a reason for being there, even if it's just to back up, you know, the character's history, which by default it usually will be. You know, if you're in somebody's home videoing them, the mise en scène is their surroundings, the things they bought, their histories, their purchases, their failings, their successes. Dead bodies in the fridge. It's a different genre altogether. So, yeah, it's not going on great, this, but it's going on enough that it's just, maybe it just catches your eye. It's breaking it apart. I'm gonna add some maybe to the tails of these. Now the booster, I'd love to do a decent job on the booster, like, should I tell you what, I'm gonna even do, yeah, I'm gonna do these thrusters, afterburners, so there's not really going on. Feel free to skip to the end, folks. I probably would if I could myself. Think of it as a background noise. You know, you put this video on while you're doing in the ironing, or doing in the ironing, doing the ironing, the gardening. Everyone's got a different way of saying things, haven't they? Yeah, a lot of people in the US call it mirrors, the mirror. Like, what the hell's a mirror? A mirror. A mirror. A mirror. Just had a bit of a brain fart there. Sorry about that. Nothing against the US. UK's got its own mixed bag of language. I mean, it doesn't really exist. It's an amalgamation of accumulation or inheritance, I don't know, of Vikings and Nordic, and anyone who invaded us basically left a bit behind. You obviously hear in my accent, it might be a little mixed, a little muddled. I was born in a place called Liverpool. I've moved around quite a bit. Settled in northeast England. So now I've got a bit of a Geordie accent. And up here, some of us still say, if we're going to go home, we say, I'm gan yem. And I'm gan yem, I believe, is like Scandinavian Viking. They still use that language now. So a lot of the language we have in northeast England is from marauding Vikings. So yeah, we've got a mixed language. Those Brits. Right, I'm not really sure what's going on with this. Just kind of like rust and sorry, I need to centralize. Gold, rust. The camera doesn't autofocus all the time. I'm just using my phone. It's an Oppo Reno 2. Very good otherwise. If I haven't mentioned in the past videos, I'm not even sure I did. The idea of this, it would be attached, or it would be internal. But you know, I haven't got the skill or the manner to make that happen. So it could just fly in. There's no cables attached, so we're going to assume like an anti-gravity drop mechanism. But it would come out the bottom. I've glued it on to this just for purpose to keep it in place. So I'll kind of be like that. Let's put it back on the base. Kinda. I think I'll rub some gold on the front grille. Looks like a snarling dog now with a. It's got some like gold caps in. Yo, I pop a cap in, yo. Just slap that on there like it's got some kind of purpose. Paint like nobody's watching. Or is it dance like nobody's watching? I don't know. Lift your chin up there, kid. There you go. That's better. You have a nice big smile now for your terrorists. Just imagine the noise now of Batman's tank. Sounds like somebody choking, but whatever it does, whatever that sound is, imagine that. I don't know. It feels like it. Does it need something else? It needs some skill. That's what it needs. Or maybe some numbers, decals. But it's Superiority, AP. I wonder if I could maybe get away with a couple of stencils. Let's see if I can get some. Let's do some bright yellow stencils. Are we in agreement? All nod. Yep. Well, if we're in agreement, let's do it. Well, this is airbrush stuff, so let's do the dots. I gotta be careful here because I haven't actually fixed it in place. I'm so shoddy. Look at that. It's terrible. Well, now I made a stain. I made a mess. Where's my water? That's my isopropyl. Right, you just have to do what Granny does and lick it. Probably gonna take all the paint off. Yeah, I'm certainly rubbing some off. I mean, I want to do this at the end anyway, but just to distress it a bit. I just didn't expect to be doing it now. Oh, that'll do. I wonder. All right, the white's probably yellow. I should spray that on. Right, we'll stop being lazy. Let's see. I'll turn the pressure right down on me. Airbrush. I'll put a couple of drops in. If you haven't got an airbrush, I'm clearly not showing you the advantages, but I would certainly recommend getting one. Get the moisture out first. It keeps getting trapped in there. Well, I shouldn't have bothered, really, should I? You should have known better. I'll try an S next to it. No, it's not going to work. That was silly. Silly Billy. Silly Billy, Millie Vanilli. That's our film Hot Shots. Right, it's clear. So this isn't actually black. It was a mix of black and white, kind of airbrush grey. There's airbrush grey. Grey. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to have to just paint over that. It's neither use nor ornament. Oh, now you're gonna do it. Now you've done it. Sharon Stone, Total Recall. I think. Something like that. Right. That looks absolutely terrible now. Well done. I can't think what to do. If I start trying to clean that. I'm going to be a big doo-doo. A small squirt of isopropyl alcohol on. And we'll see if we can just get rid of that top layer. That scourge of yellow. We kind of got it there. Alright, I'm going to leave the letters for now. I wonder if I can get some stickers at a later date. But I am going to get a small bit of sponge. It did have a rough bit of sponge. I can't find it. So what I'm going to do instead is just screw up some paper. Get myself a bit of a surface like that. This is isopropyl alcohol. 99%, 99.9% isopropyl blah 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 alcohol. And I'm going to distress some of the leading edges. This takes the brunt of the wind. Things. So we can imagine that there actually is a colour underneath. The tissue's not really working out. Aha, how about toothbrush? I've just used it to brush my teeth. So now I can use it on this. It's the same principle. I'm just going to squirt a bit on my cutting mat and then soak the bristles. And let's try that again. Let's see that in an instant replay. There's some scratches appearing there. Not very many. Maybe too subtle. There's a yellow coming through there and the plastic underneath. Maybe a bit too far, or maybe I can make it work, who knows. Well, I'm not really achieving anything. Try a bit more alcohol. Let's try the front of the wings here. Oh, soak the brush there. This is going to come off probably loads. There's those kind of radiator exhaust fins on the back. I'm trying to get some bleed on this, and I'm going to need some black, maybe black wash down the back there. The toothbrush method's not really working either, so where's my sponge? Ma, where's my sponge? I've got these sponge. These are makeup sponges, but they're too fine. Too fine. Let's have a go. Isopropyl. Boy, that's good on there. I'm not convinced by my whole method here, but I don't know, maybe that's enough. Maybe it does the job. I did want to, if I had the skills and the knowledge rather, you know, have like maybe something, a projectile's hit here and then exploded and shot up. Maybe I could just do that with black brush and create a center, or maybe I could put some black in the brush in there. I think this should be yellow now. I wonder if I've got a yellow one in the kit. Oh, well, thank the Lord for editing. I just looked for 10 minutes for my little cars, and I don't have a little yellow one. So what should it do? Let's prime it. Gotta get rid of the yellow. I've got the airbrush turned on really low here. I didn't realise that at first, see, when I first used it. I thought we constantly needed high pressure to get it out, but you use high pressure and pull away from your target if you want to do a wide spread, which is large areas of prime. For finer details, you turn down the pressure, you get in closer. Just ease back a little bit on the trigger. And then with the dual action trigger, you hold that down to dry it. Little touch of red coming through, but I might actually give it just a sunburst of red from the front, and then I'll clear some off the glass. Oh, here I'm just mixing a little bit of the red with some water. It's quite thick, so I think I've got 1-to-1 water. I'm guesstimating. That's 2 or maybe 3-to-1, 2-to-1. No, it's definitely 3-to-1. Might even be 4-to-1. Hey, who knows? I'm not Carol Vorderman. It's not maths class. But just to help that flow, this is again isopropyl. Just a squirt. And that's to stop it drying out on the end of the airbrush. Obviously blowing air through it, acrylics dry very quick. You need a flow improver or some kind of thinner to stop the drying out at the end of on the tip. But I don't know this. These are just the videos I've observed on YouTube. So it's other people's knowledge. So I'm going to try and put a little bit of this in the airbrush. I'm going to do a test. And I'm just going to blast the front of the gun, the car. At the back, bit up the side maybe. And then I'm not really going to get carried away, I'm just going to dry it. In all honesty, I'm saying this now, this video might not go up. I can't really do any kind of tutorial because I'm not good enough. So, I mean, maybe this isn't really a tutorial. It's just like, you know, this is what I did today. Hi, it's rubbish. You got any tips? Maybe you can help me out. I'm going to use some of that gold we had left to paint the windscreen. And we're going to assume, like on the aircraft, it's a protected kind of surface. And the outside world is projected internally on digital screens. Well, we'll just leave the back. It's just a detail. Carried away. You know what, guys? I think I think I'm trying too hard. I think I spend too much time on this, you know. I'm not ready for this. I'm not at this stage. I should just be saying, yo, look at my spaceship, man. You know, and be happy with that. Just while I've got this little bit gold out, see these things here at the side. Just gonna give them a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. All right, steady on, steady on. This one. All right, you're using your tongue now. That's just too much. You haven't even bought me a drink. Oh, I haven't done a wash. Once a wash, you know what? I'm just gonna get a bit of black on a rough brush. Or, yeah, there's a rough brush there. So I've used it. Is it a textured brush? It's a dry brush. I just got some of the grey primer. I rub it off, and then I just go from the top one. There's white coming in there somewhere. Let me get a bit more black. Blick. Where's more blick? Here's more blick. Now I'm just going to scrape the top. There's still a lot on there. Dry brush. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of works, mate. Maybe get some bit of carbon score in there, mate. In a bowl. Let's try and get a little bit more. I think the overhead light's probably, you know, it's glaring me out a bit. So this is, I'm just dry brushing it now. Dry brushing's where, well, that's what it sounds like. The brush is dry, it's not soaked with paint. And you can just flick down and you hope to catch bits and pieces of details. I forgot about the camera. Which direction is pointing in? Right, I'm a bit bent over here, trying to make sure that the camera's got a good line of sight, and I'm not concentrating on what I'm doing. Well, it looks a bit like the A-Team van from space now. Just a bit of the front of the car. Maybe a bit too dry. The red's not really coming through. I'll just dip my brush there. Howdy YouTubies, if you are still here after an hour, then I really appreciate it. And I hope if you have stayed this long, that you've delicately pressed the like button and you've enthusiastically pressed the subscribe button. Been a long day today, even though the video was only an hour. Talking's overrated. I've just done enough. Here's what I finished with. After I turned the camera off to that extensive paint job, blah blah blah, I concentrated, I focused a little bit, and I applied some dry brush effect, etc. Let's see, are we focusing? Does this... There we are. There's some silver, there's some gold, there's something new, there's something old. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And again, still maybe a couple of bits and pieces to finish off. I don't know where it's the Oppo Reno 2. There's 4 cameras or something on 4 lenses on the back. I don't know which is which, but this doesn't seem to be focusing very well at the minute. Anyway, I've put a video, here it is, over the top to look at some closer details, but yeah, I'm actually going to call this one finished now and concentrate more on the next one. So I've did the dry brushing, bringing out some of that. I've gone over the edges with, you know, looks like brushed steel. I've gone over with little bits of black. It's far from, I think it's I've got to be honest, I think it's very, very mediocre. Very mediocre. It's very childlike, and I know there are some exceptional children. I don't mean it looks like a child's done it. What it really means is it looks like someone with my level of experience, which is none in painting, you know, decals and this, that and the other, painting miniatures. It looks like someone like me has done it. Someone lacking knowledge and skill. But, yes, from a distance, it serves its purpose. It's achieved its effect. So I'm going to close the lid on this one. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to start scratching the artillery piece that I have, and I'm really tired. Thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.